Construction is changing fast, and the newest techniques are all about building smarter, faster, and with far less waste. Let's take a look at the innovations reshaping job sites today. Upgrading an old roof normally means tear-off, new framing, and days of work, but Slim Fix Remo Pro panels make the job much faster. These lightweight insulated panels mount directly on top of the existing roof, creating a stronger, warmer, and perfectly level surface ready for new tiles or metal sheets. They cut heat loss, reduce labor, and avoid the mess of a full roof replacement. What do you think? Would you try a roof-over system like this? Let us know in the comments. When a road completely washes out and leaves nothing but loose soil, mud, and broken embankments behind, most excavators can't even reach the site, let alone work safely on it. But the SureTech walking excavator is built exactly for situations like this. With its hydraulic legs, extendable wheels, and self-leveling chassis, it can climb into collapsed sections, balance on uneven ground, and dig or rebuild where tracked machines would instantly tip. Contractors use it for landslides, riverbank failures, and remote washouts because it gives them safe access and precise control in places no standard excavator could survive. But what do you think? Does this machine look like the perfect tool for disaster repairs, or is it more machine than most crews really need? Drop your thoughts in the comments. When you first see these amphibious excavator tracks, you can't help but think, all right, that actually looks fun to operate. These oversized floating pontoons turn a regular excavator into a machine that can glide across swamps, wetlands, flooded farmland, and shallow water without sinking or getting bogged down. The tracks spread the machine's weight over a huge surface area, giving it incredible stability where normal excavators would disappear straight into the mud. Crews use setups like this for dredging, bank repairs, pipeline work, and post-flood cleanup, because they can reach places no land-based machine ever could. And honestly, it's surprising how smooth and controlled it looks while working on waterlogged ground. So what about you? Would you trust an excavator floating on pontoons? Or is this pushing it a little too far? Tell us in the comments. Sometimes the hardest part of building a house is just getting the foundation formwork perfect. And that's why Fjordherm's L-shaped footers are such a clever idea. These lightweight panels snap together around the perimeter to create a clean, insulated mold that holds the concrete exactly where it needs to be. Once the pour sets, the footers stay in place, giving you long-term thermal protection and a perfectly straight edge for the walls. It's faster, easier, and far more accurate than traditional wood forms. Pricing typically runs around $25 to $45 per linear meter, depending on thickness. The Lamy KK400 system uses insulated block forms that lock together to create a rigid mold for pouring structural concrete walls. They prevent bulging and cold joints, then stay in place as high-performance insulation, producing straight, strong, energy-efficient walls in a single pour. Builders choose it for speed, reduced labor, and consistent results, with costs around $80 to $120 per square meter. Most roofs are built piece by piece, but Isobau's Slim Fix XT Max takes a completely different approach. These are full roof sections, insulation, structure, and finish panels all combined, delivered ready to install. A crane lifts each section into place, the seams lock together, and suddenly the house has a complete, airtight, highly insulated roof in a single day. It's fast, clean, and perfect for renovations or new builds that can't afford long downtime. Most foundations need formwork, precise digging, and lots of materials. But this method turns old car tires into ready-made molds for strong concrete house posts. Each tire is stacked in place, packed tight with soil around the outside, and fitted with a central rebar cage. Once the concrete is poured, the rubber acts as a shock absorber and a permanent form, creating a tough, stable footing that resists shifting and spreads the load far better than a narrow post alone. It's cheap, simple, and perfect for rural builds or off-grid homes where heavy equipment isn't available. Leveling a concrete slab by hand is slow and inconsistent, but the Leca Screedsaver Ultra Plus fixes that with laser-guided remote-controlled precision. It automatically creates dead-flat floors, speeds up pours, cuts screw size, and delivers a smoother finish with far less rework. Perfect for warehouses, housing slabs, and commercial jobs. Most units fall in the $90 to $120,000, depending on options. Painting big commercial spaces is slow by hand, but Paco Painting's Les Compagnons Boom applies perfectly even coats in a fraction of the time. It cuts labor, reduces overspray, and delivers a smooth, factory-like finish on walls, ceilings, and facades while keeping workers safely on the ground. Ideal for warehouses and multi-story projects, the system typically costs $25,000 to $40,000 and easily pays off for high-volume crews. Building wind turbine bases the traditional way takes huge amounts of concrete, formwork, and labor. But Cobod's 3D printing method flips the entire process on its head. Their giant construction printer lays down curved concrete layers directly on site, creating tall, wide turbine bases that are far stronger and more stable than what trucks can transport. The big advantage? You can build much larger turbines because you're no longer limited by road transport size. This means more height, bigger blades, and significantly more power per turbine. Contractors use Cobod's system to reduce labor, cut waste, and speed up installation in remote areas where formwork and heavy logistics are major bottlenecks. The printed bases also use optimized geometry, reducing material while increasing structural strength. Costs vary widely, but full-scale turbine-based printing systems typically fall into the $800,000 to $1.5 million range. Investment-level equipment aimed at utility-scale wind farms. API's Core's large-scale 3D printing system builds full-size buildings directly on-site using high-strength concrete, creating curved or straight walls with impressive precision. It cuts labor, speeds up construction, reduces waste, and allows complex shapes at no extra cost. Their biggest print spans thousands of square feet, proving this tech goes far beyond tiny demo houses. Large commercial projects typically cost $300,000 to $700,000 depending on size and materials. Repairing a concrete silo wall is one of the hardest jobs in construction. Tight spaces, curved surfaces, and a structure you absolutely can't afford to damage. That's why contractors use the Conjet Hydro Demolition robot. Instead of jackhammers that crack and weaken the silo, this machine uses an ultra-high-pressure water jet blasting at 20,000 to 40,000 psi, powerful enough to strip away only the damaged concrete while leaving the steel reinforcement perfectly clean and untouched. The robot moves with millimeter accuracy, creating a rough, ideal bonding surface for new concrete and preventing micro cracks that shorten a silo's lifespan. It's safer, faster, and dramatically more precise, making it the preferred method for food silos, chemical silos, water tanks, and industrial storage structures. Systems like this typically range from $180,000 to $300,000, depending on pump capacity and configuration. Lifting heavy concrete blocks all day is slow, tiring, and tough on the body, so the MZ100 blockwork hoist was designed to take the strain out of the job. This compact robotic lift grabs and positions each block at working height, reducing bending, lifting, and repetitive strain for masons. It's meant to speed up production on long wall runs and improve accuracy by keeping every block aligned. But here's the real question. Is this actually a time saver, or does setting up the hoist slow things down compared to a fast, experienced block layer? Do you see this as a helpful tool or just another step in the process? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. You know those jobs where crews spend half the day just carrying materials up scaffolding instead of actually building? That's exactly the problem the Kewazo LiftBot is trying to fix. This smart, rail-mounted robot moves boxes, tools, and components up and down multi-story scaffolding automatically, saving workers hundreds of trips and a ton of energy. It's especially useful for facade work, insulation, demolition, and large renovation projects where logistics can slow everything down. LiftBot cuts labor, reduces fatigue, and makes sites safer by keeping workers off risky climbs. Installing a swimming pool normally means weeks of digging, concrete work, and long curing times. But the Aztec system from CF Group makes it feel almost effortless. These prefabricated steel wall panels assemble quickly into a rigid pool shell that's strong, lightweight, and perfectly shaped. Once the structure is in place, crews drop in the liner, level the backfill, and the pool is ready far faster than a traditional concrete build. Homeowners choose the Aztec system because it's quicker to install, easier to maintain, and far more affordable than a poured pool. Most setups range from $10,000 to $25,000, depending on size and accessories. Building an in-ground pool usually means heavy concrete walls, complex formwork, and long installation times. But CF Group's polystyrene block system makes the whole process lighter and faster. These insulated blocks stack like Lego to form the pool walls, and once reinforced, they're filled with concrete to create a strong, warm, and energy-efficient shell. Crews love the system because it's easy to shape, easy to handle, and perfect for tight back gardens where big machinery can't reach. Homeowners save on heating costs too, since the insulated blocks help keep the water temperature stable. Depending on size and finish, these pools typically range from $15,000 to $35,000. What do you think? Does this lightweight, insulated block system beat a traditional concrete pool, or would you stick with the classic method? Tell us in the comments. Freedom Yurt Cabins take the classic yurt and turn it into a solid, insulated mini-home with rigid walls, real windows, and a strong platform floor. They assemble in just a couple of days with basic tools, making them ideal for off-grid living, guest spaces, or rentals. Leca heat cover is used in large pit heat storage systems, often paired with solar farms, to trap excess summer heat underground for use in winter. The lightweight expanded clay forms a durable insulating layer that prevents heat loss, stabilizes temperatures, reduces evaporation, and improves overall energy efficiency. It's long-lasting, boosts renewable energy performance, and typically costs $50 to $80 per cubic meter. Building a concrete slab normally takes heavy formwork, props, and long curing times, but the LEP slab system makes it much faster. These precast floor panels arrive with reinforcement already built in, drop straight into place, and tie directly into the structure. Crews then add a thin concrete topping, and the floor is ready far sooner than a traditional pour. Builders choose LEP slabs because they speed up floor cycles, cut labor, and deliver factory-level quality. Pricing typically ranges from $50 to $90 per square meter, depending on thickness and project size. What do you think? Does this look faster and cleaner than classic slab work? Or would you still trust a full cast-in-place floor? And that wraps up today's look at the construction techniques pushing the industry forward. From faster foundations to smarter materials and automated systems, these innovations are changing how we build in real time. Which one impressed you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.